Hey guys, I'm Chris. Welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to work on this power steering pump. I've got the reservoir here and then the actual pump is here. The reason I'm going to even mess with this at all is I believe I've got a worn shaft on the pulley here. I can get a little bit of movement out of that. And I've got a rag here to soak up the oil because it's been leaking. So I know I've got a Cessna pump. I'm just not sure any of the other details as far as numbers and stuff. I need to get it fixed no matter what, so I gotta get it figured out. So first let's disconnect this and see about draining some of the fluid that's in there. We'll get this stuff off. I think I'll just leave the reservoir up there. Maybe I'll put something on there and then I'll disconnect it from the pulley and so that I can get that whole pump off of there. Okay guys, I've got this drained and I've just broke this nut free from that and been allowing it to drain down here in my oil pan. So I think the next thing I'll do is I'll disconnect this here and drain whatever may be still coming out of that. I've just punched a hole in this. So what we're going to first do is we're going to pull this apart. And what I'm looking for is I want to see my shaft. I want to see what that shaft looks like. So we'll see if we can buzz that off. I might have to put a wrench on this. We're going to see. Nope. It's a nice thing about impact is oftentimes you don't have to hold stuff back. Put this back together. Yep, there we go. The bushing on the pulley doesn't look bad. We're gonna separate this pump right there at the center. So to do that, we've got, this is a 7/16. Well, you know what? Impact it is. I've got a impact. Yeah. Okay, let me pull you in. Okay. So there's my gasket. Here is my, let me just throw that gasket kind of, seat that gasket a little bit down in there. Here is my shaft and it will pull out, so I got that Woodruff key. I need to probably get that little guy out of there. Old Woodruff key. Okay, so now I'll let you look and you can see right down in there. Looks good. I can see brass bushing right there. It picks up on the camera just a little bit. My goal is to try to remove it. I do feel just a little bit of groove right there. Really, other than that, everything feels good. So, well, welcome back to the shop, guys. It's a different day. It's probably, I'm not sure even where to begin on this particular video, because I'm pretty sure we started this video 2.5, 3 months ago. This is my Cessna power steering pump for the Oliver 550, sorry. And, you know, it needs a rebuild kit. I've spent the last 2.5 months or so looking for this rebuild kit. And there's the AGCO parts number. And anyways, I'm going to show that to you now. It is a really stellar kit because it's so complete. All right. So this thing comes with not only the brass plate, but the 3 gaskets. For this. So it's got all that. Got an O-ring, which I believe this O-ring is for the relief valve. I thought it somewhere went around this seal. So that's the shaft seal for the pulley. And then it also came with 2 new springs and 2 new ball bearings as well. So just absolutely crazy complete. So I'm pretty, well, I'm more than pretty pleased. I'm very pleased. I found this out of a place out of Ohio. So we're going to rebuild this today. So really, I want to clean up some of these mating surfaces. They're not super bad, so we use some Scotch-Brite and some acetone to do that. And then I just want to maybe rinse everything off, put it all back together with new seals and parts. I do want to get this paint off. Obviously, that paint going through there thickens this shaft, and that goes right into a brass bushing. So that paint, the only thing it's going to do is scratch and scar up my bushing, and I don't need that. So we're going to definitely get that paint off. And just kind of clean things up a little bit and get this pump put back together so that I can get it, get my hoses made, and we can get this tractor put back together. So let's get started with that. We've got to get this bearing out right here. Right there. So it's a little bit tricky because it's so narrow in there. And we really don't want to mess up we don't want to mess up this brass bushing right here. So we've got to do this in a way that we can kind of come at it from an angle. This one's just a little too deep to pick, and I don't get quite the right angle. So we're going to use a little hammer puller that I have. I didn't think I'd even need this, but it does look like I'm going to. Get out of there. There she is. I got the seal out, you saw that, and I managed to get the ball bearing out as well. Just using some Scotch-Brite and all right, I just broke the relief valve bolt on this. I think that's what this is called. I certainly am no expert in these. But there's no ring here, and it comes in my kit. So I want to clean it or I want to pull it and get it replaced. So just so you can see, looks like a spring. There's our screw, and there's our O-ring. So let's get that off of there. All right. Whew. Yeah, that sucker is a tough little dude to get in there. Let's take these shims and let's get them in place. And then I'm going to take just a little bit of oil here. There's just some power steering fluid. And then, of course, this is spring loaded, so you do have to get those threads started by giving that thing a little bit of a push, a little bit of help. We need to press in that new seal, and the seal goes right in there. So there's the new seal. Using the old seal on top of it, and then actually got an old gun barrel. We'll use that right on top. So I'll put you in time lapse as I crank this thing up. So let's get this thing put back together. We just pressed the seal in. So now it's time to get this put in. So, and then that one is a protector. That's what they call it anyway. And then this one goes next. Springs. Whoa, man, I do not want to lose that. Trying to see if there's a smaller side. Good grief. Okay, let's try that plate again. My idler wheel, that one goes in there. Gotta get that paint off, so let me get that paint off. Well, we just about wrapped this power steering pump rebuild up. I went ahead and put the bolts in on the back side here and torqued them down, and then I've got the mounting plate here. Really the only thing that we need to do at this point to have the pump completely ready to go is to get the pulley wheel on. So there's a little Woodruff key here. So we'll stick that in. Got this cleaned up now. Even took a little bit of sand, orbital sander to it, just because there were some high build areas of paint. Now what I want to do is I want to get that key in there. So let me find a little bit of works. So I'm just going to grease this up just a little bit just to help it slide on. All right. Nice and smooth. Lock washer, and of course that. I'll hold off on snugging that up just yet. I'll throw a little bit of power steering fluid in there just to give it a little bit of lubrication inside before I snug all of this stuff up. So that's really basically it, guys, for the power steering pump on this 550. The pump type is a Cessna. Number on the side here is, looks like a G 20436 and a OEFY. So it was quite the trick to find the parts for. So, and I'll try to take those. Well, here, I'll give you, if you haven't already written that AGCO parts number down, I think this crosses over to a Massey Ferguson or Massey Harris. I don't know which, but I think this in their thing, in the parts book for AGCO, might say that it's for a different tractor, but that's fine. There you have it. Rebuilt Cessna pump. Hope that's been a help to you. I'm Chris with M7 Metalworks. Thanks for watching.